Hello, it's Heart Lady here. I'm sharing with you an excerpt from my upcoming book, Heart Magic. This healing principle is surrender. The first part of each chapter that I'm writing is a little meditation for you to listen to, and then I'm going to read my little excerpt, and thank you for listening. Surrender. I invite whatever is showing up in my life right now to provide me the lessons I seek. I seek not to fix or problem solve. I seek only to understand. I seek to be present. I seek to surrender. I seek to allow. I allow the situation to unfold. I release attachment to outcome. I step into the abyss. The spiral path awaits. I bring all that I am. Nothing more and nothing less. I listen to what comes to the surface. I receive wisdom with gentleness and compassion. I filter out stories that do not serve me. Stories about lack and less than enough are not necessary. I receive what I most need to learn. I receive rest and practice. Surrendering is sometimes about doing nothing while the universe sorts things out. I give over and let be. It is all enough. Introduction. Where do you go to surrender? It took me time in my life to understand surrendering. Take a moment and think of what the word surrender means to you. Surrender can mean the end of a battle. It can also mean leading into life and not resisting what is happening around you. In my experience, the flow of life would hand me something and I would resist. My resistance may have been subtle, like a simple question, or loud, like a big fat no. My mind would play tricks and tell me all the reasons something could not happen. I would bring up old stories of lack, and depression would set in. I would reach for ways to comfort myself that were less about connection and more about harming myself by stuffing my feelings with food or shutting down and pulling into a story of being less than or flawed. Then I began to study mindfulness. I also joined a writing group where we wrote small pieces of mindful writing. A small piece of mindful writing is putting into words what you observe in your day. For example, lay under the tree. Watch the leaves move to and fro. Listen to the leaves go swish, swish, swish. I learned that being a presence is the most important thing. Being present to all that happens in our lives. Being present to a conversation as someone shares a joy or a grief. Noticing and observing what is outside ourselves, such as a beautiful sunset, or how the sun sparkles on the snow. Noticing and observing what is going on inside ourselves. Focusing on our breath as it goes in and out of our lungs. It takes practice to surrender. Life gets busy. We have routines that we follow, work to do, things that need to get done. We tell ourselves we don't have time to be mindful or present because there is too much to get done. In reality, if we take the time to fill up our cup and our energy, we find activities get done more easily. It is then that everything fits into place. Where are you resisting in your life? Are you resisting things that do not serve you to support yourself, which is a good thing? Or are you resisting healing and doing things that may benefit you? Think back to the beliefs we talked about earlier. What belief may be interfering with you surrendering to the things you need that will benefit you? For example, do you have a goal of weight loss? but you don't take the time to prepare healthy meals or exercise because you tell yourself you don't have time. Do you enjoy being outside, but you rob yourself of even 5 minutes outside so you can answer one more email or check one more Facebook post? How can you be your own best friend? Where do you need to show up for yourself and help your future self? I like to think of the self that is right here, right now, as the today self. This self is the person you are right now in this moment. The future self is the person you will be in the future. Sometimes to help our future self, we need to root into practices and activities today to make tomorrow easier for ourselves. For example, if you want to eat healthier, then when you do meal prep, you can make double and have cut up vegetables on hand to make meal preparation in the future easier for yourself. I am curious about why we often resist the things we need the most. It can be as simple as being dehydrated and refusing to drink water, or forgetting, or not making it a priority. I think we fear what we need. We are afraid. Being afraid is natural. We are often taught our needs do not matter. The priorities of others get in the way. Taking care of everyone else or everything else can put us last. We deserve to be happy. We deserve to be content. We are worthy of rest. Yet we struggle with deservingness. We struggle with permission. We struggle with surrendering to what we need. Right now, I need water. So here I go to fill a glass of water before I keep writing, while I listen to my mind tell me that not being hydrated is not that big of a deal. I work better hydrated. I drank a glass of water, and already my body is telling me how much better I feel. My feet feel more grounded in the earth. My body feels more relaxed, and I feel I can reach my goal of 1,000 words, which I did. By taking a minute to drink water, I surrendered to my body's need for water. There are big and small ways to surrender. I remember like it was yesterday when the nurses ran into the family room in the palliative care unit when I had just been into my sub and said, "You need to come now. We just moved your dad and he is showing the signs of transitioning over." I wanted to keep eating, to keep talking about possible arrangements. I did not want to go to his room right away. The nurse said, "It is normal to want to focus on the facts, but you need to focus on the feelings." Even now, the irony is not lost on me. I am a counselor and support students all the time to feel the feels. And as my dad was starting to transition, I was ignoring my own. Grief is like that. As I put down my sub and hurried to his room, I felt it all: love, sorrow, sadness, anger, confusion, denial. And with each step I surrendered to what I could not control. It was my father's time to go, and so it was. Thank you for listening to this excerpt from my upcoming book, Heart Magic, on the topic of surrender, one of the healing principles in the book. I wish you a blessed afternoon and evening. Bye for now.